Hello. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. Now, today is our 17th therapy session. And in today's session, I'm going to share with you a very quick, simple, but effective way of managing your anxiety. But before we do that, if you would like a reminder of what we talked about in the last session, you can watch it here. It should pop up on the screen. Okay. To begin with, I'd like to find out a little bit about how your week has been, and you keep a diary for me every day, and at the end of the day, recording how you've been feeling, monitoring the 4 main emotions, so happy, sad, angry, and anxious. And I think you've also been identifying the thoughts that are behind those emotions, the thoughts that are triggering those emotions. So, let's take a look at the diary you've been keeping. Is that it there? Okay. Let's have a think. Okay. So I can see that your anxiety looks as if it's been quite high this week. So today's session should be very helpful for you. Okay. Now, it's important to say that this strategy is not a standalone strategy. You need to use it alongside all of the other things that we talk about in this session. Okay, I've kept you waiting long enough. This is a breathing technique because research has shown that we can use our breathing to balance or calm our nervous system. If we breathe in a particular way, we can switch off our sympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that is triggered when we're feeling stressed, anxious. And we can use the breath to also turn on our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that is engaged when we feel calm and relaxed. And interestingly, research has also shown that the way that we breathe can affect our brain activity, specifically activity in the part of our brain called the amygdala, which is the part of our brain that's responsible for the perception of anger and fear and anxiety, and also sadness. And what this research has found is that when we breathe faster, activity in the amygdala increases, and when we breathe slower, it reduces. Okay, so let me draw you a quick diagram here. We can highlight exactly what we're doing. So this is a diagram that I've shown you before, so hopefully it should look familiar. Okay. So the breathing technique focuses on this section of the diagram. So just as a quick review, when something happens, we have a thought about it, and it's the thought that determines how we feel and how we behave. So if we can target this part of the experience, we can also take advantage of not only this arrow here, so how our feelings influence how we behave, but this arrow here, so how our feelings influence how we're thinking. And this is what this research has demonstrated, that if we're feeling calmer, it has an impact on our thoughts, on our brain activity. Okay. So, put that there. Oh, I can give that. I'll give that to you. You can take that home with you. There we go. I'm going to show you 2 exercises today. We'll begin with a simple one, sort of a warm-up one, and then if that goes okay, I'll show you a slightly more complicated one. Okay, so simple one to begin with. This technique involves equalizing your inhale and your exhale, and this balancing of the breath has been shown in research. This specific breathing technique has been looked at and has been shown to be very, very effective in calming the nervous system. And what I like about these breathing techniques is they're so portable. You can do them, wherever, whenever, and you're breathing anyway. So just with a small adjustment, you can have a really big impact on how you feel. It's quite staggering, actually. Okay, so obviously you can do this however you're sitting or standing, but as we're beginning to practice, just try and get as comfortable as you can, maybe in a seated position for this one, but it's okay if you're lying down. But yeah, sit comfortably and put your feet on the floor. Just rest your hands comfortably in your lap. I always find it's nice if you can to close your eyes so you can just withdraw for a moment from the world, to calm everything down. And I want you to close your mouth, because this breathing technique just involves your nose, just nose breathing, which again has been shown to be very effective for calming us down. And as you inhale, I want you to count to 3, and as you exhale, I want you to, as slowly as you can, count to 3. So just practice that for a moment or 2. In for 3 and out. 3 in, 3 and out. 3, and keeping your eyes closed if you can, and only if you can, only if it feels comfortable. Increase that count to 4. In for 4, and out. Just practice a few rounds of that. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay. And what you may find is that the more you practice this, the more you can extend your breath. But only do that if it feels comfortable. If you are extending your breath to the point where it feels uncomfortable, then you're just going to create additional stress in your body. That's not the aim here. The aim is an equal in-breath and out-breath. And there's something quite soothing about that rhythm, that count. I like it because it draws your attention inwards, it calms your mind, it draws your attention away from worries and problems. Just for a moment or two, it stills the mind, so it's quite meditative as well as dealing with your sort of physiology, your nervous system. Okay, so if that felt okay, maybe we can move on to something slightly more complex. Now, this is a yoga breath, actually. It's called the interrupted breath, Viloma pranayama. And it involves inhaling and exhaling, but not continuously. It involves some pauses, several pauses in fact, in your inhale and your exhale. And I'm just going to read to you the benefits that yoga tradition suggests. It suggests it brings a feeling of ease and lightness to the body. It brings a feeling of exhilaration and calm, and it rests the nerves and soothes the brain. So that very much fits into the psychological, I've got to say that word, the psychological research behind this. It's very good for both the mind and the body. Again, what I like about this breath is because it's a little more complex, you have to pay a little bit more attention. And again, it pulls your mind away for a moment or two from the chatter, the negative thoughts, the anxious thoughts, the toing and froing from the past and the future, and it just brings your mind to the present and calms it, which is nice. Okay, now there are 3 versions of this breath. I'm going to show you all of them. The last one is my favourite for falling asleep. It just seems to work the best for falling asleep, so I'm going to show you that one at the end. Okay, we'll save the best for last. Okay, so we'll begin, and I'm going to describe what we're going to do first, and then we'll give it a go. You're going to inhale again through your nose. All this breathing is through your nose, mouth gently closed. Inhale in a normal way, and then as you exhale, you're going to exhale a little bit and pause, a little bit more and pause, and then you're going to fully exhale, and then we're going to repeat that a few times and see how you feel. Okay, so again, get into a comfortable position, and if you're practicing this at home and you're struggling with it, if it's making you feel a little tense, tight lying down, it will ease the breathing, at least at the beginning, and then, if you practice regularly, you'll be able to, I don't know, do it standing on your head probably. Okay, so, right. When you're ready, just take a couple of normal breaths, and then on your next inhale, inhale and hold, and then exhale, pause, exhale, pause, fully exhale. Now inhale again and pause. Exhale a little bit, pause, exhale a little bit, pause, and exhale fully. Then inhale one more time, exhale a little bit and pause, exhale, pause, fully exhale. Okay. Now, we're going to try the second version of that. So this time, we're going to put little pauses in on the inhale and on the exhale. So, as we inhale, we're going to inhale a little bit and pause. Inhale a little bit and pause. Inhale and hold. And then coming back down through the exhale. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Fully exhale. And maybe we'll try 3 rounds of that. Okay, so if you're ready, just a couple of normal breaths to get us in the zone. And then inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Inhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Exhale, pause. Okay, so now, I know I said 3, just do a couple of normal breaths. I can see you might be struggling with that one a little bit. That, I think, is probably the most intense one. So if you found that a little harder, maybe save that for when you got your skill level up. And also it is very much about preference. This isn't a breathing exam. You don't have to do all sections. You kind of find the one that works best for you and do that. Okay, so the last one, and this is my favourite, and it's certainly the one I recommend to use to fall asleep as well as during the day. So this one involves putting those little pauses in the inhale, and then allowing yourself to fully exhale, remembering again just through your nose. Okay, so here we go. A couple of normal breaths to get you in a good place, and then inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, and then exhale. Again, again. Inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, fully exhale. And if you can, one more time, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, inhale, pause, fully exhale. Okay, and then just return to normal breathing. Now, little sleeping tip, if you want to use this to help you to go to sleep. And I do think it's effective, and it's really nice because you can just do it just when you're lying in bed if you're struggling a little bit to fall asleep. What I would do is do a few rounds, and then if you start to feel sleepy, allow yourself to breathe normally for a bit. And if you don't, nod off. Go back and do a few more rounds, knowing that on some nights it's going to work really quickly, and on other nights not so much. But keeping in your mind that even if you're not falling asleep, if you're practicing this breathing, you're still doing good to your body. There are still lots of benefits because you are engaging your parasympathetic nervous system. And when that system is engaged, your body is still resting. It's still restoring itself, even if you're not asleep. So these thoughts might just take the edge off that anxiety that starts creeping into our mind when we are lying in bed, unable to let go and fall asleep. The other thing you can do for yourself is to practice. I mean, it's like anything. The more you practice, the better you will get at it. So I'd be tempted and would encourage you to practice this all through the day so that you can have this skill at your fingertips, really well practiced when you need it. So when there is a bit of a stress crisis or an anxiety crisis, you can just do this easily. The other benefit of practicing throughout the day is that if you are going through the day constantly switching off your sympathetic nervous system and switching on your parasympathetic nervous system, you're going to bring down your overall level of anxiety, which means you are then closer to the, further away from the edge, that breaking point, which is often the point where we experience an anxiety or panic attack. So practicing throughout the day is great because you get your skill level up, so you have a good weapon to fight stress or anxiety when you need it. But at the same time, you're reducing your overall stress level, anxiety level, which is reducing your vulnerability to panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and overall it's just better for your health and well-being to have less stress hormones, less adrenaline, less cortisol buzzing around your body. So practice is definitely the key here. One of the best ways to make sure you're practicing regularly is to try and tie the breathing to an activity that you do a lot. So whatever it might be, I don't know, washing your hands, every time you get in the car, every time you look at your phone. That's quite a good one. Okay, but yeah, take it away, see what you can do with it, and we'll look at how you got on at the same time next week. Okay, well, it was really nice to spend time with you today. I hope that you enjoy whatever it is you are doing next. Take care of yourself.